Onion Valley. I need a ride. Onion Valley. Okay, climbing up Onion Valley, starting a 7-day backpacking trip. I took a bus from Bishop to Independence this morning, $6.50. I got there at 8 o'clock and I sat there for an hour and a half trying to get a ride, and only just a couple people came by. So then I met another couple that needed a ride up here. And they had some information about a shuttle service, and we all decided to pitch in for the $70 ride up this hill. 70 bucks to get a ride up 15 miles. But we're here, it's done. And the day is just beautiful so far. I'm hiking up towards Kearsarge Pass, and I'll camp on the other side of that tonight. Yeah, I think I'm almost to Kearsarge Pass. Hasn't been too strenuous yet. The pack is heavy for sure, but not too bad. And with the scene like this is motivation to just keep going, man. I think this is Flower Lake. Just up here, Kearsarge Pass. Now
going to be staying over there, mate, the Kearsarge Lakes.
Yep.
Right there.
Beautiful.
Nice.
This is where I'm going to set my camp. Right here. I got some water from a creek that was springing on the side of this hill over here. I'm not going to filter it. I'm going to take my chances with that. This location specifically was chosen for the sun. And right here, I'm going to get as much of this west setting sun as possible, which is only maybe an hour and a half. And in the morning, it's going to come over one of these peaks, or in between. But the forecasted low was 31 degrees tonight. So I'm going to be waiting for that sun tomorrow morning. There it is. I'm getting nice and toasty warm right now in the sun. I'm going to have to start dinner and hopefully be done with that and in the tent when that sun goes down. I'm going to get a quick inventory of what I have. This is a 7 to 8 day trip through the Sierra, Eastern Sierra, Sierra Nevada mountains. Okay, my tent is the North Face Storm Break. Sleeping bag. This one is the Spectre SL Mountain Hardwear 800 filled down. And it's just going to be borderline warmth at probably 35 degrees tonight. To help stay warm, I've got some thick Patagonia fleece pants. I'll sleep with these. These let the heat pass through. Sometimes the thicker ones don't. I've got a fleece hat, thin polypropylene gloves. The sleeping bag goes in this stuff sack. Sea to Summit, and also the long johns, the hat and the gloves go in here, scrunched down. For clothing, I've got 2 extra pair of really thick socks, 2 pairs of underwear, toilet paper, of course. The clothing that I'm wearing is kind of a high neckline polypropylene shirt. This is a real thin long sleeve polypropylene, and this is a really thick army shirt. that zips nice up. I've got some really thin rain pants. They're not breathable. I have a new breathable rain jacket, which is a kind of a budget one, but it's really nice. It's kind of mid-weight between winter and summer, kind of a fall jacket. Okay, pants. These zip-off pants, I think they're North Face, and these are kind of a mid-weight variety also. Got my army boots. I see all the kids walking around in tennis shoes, and I just imagine all the times they stub those toes and how it hurts. Yeah, they're light, but I'm not going to hurt my feet out here. I've got the low alpine Cadillac of backpacks, and this is sort of extra, but I didn't want to have one of my bladders break and then only have one left, because in some places I am filtering water. So for the water, I've got the Sawyer squeeze filter and flusher, cleans it out. I've got a brand new 2.5 liter platypus bladder. And I am using a hydration tube on my pack. I have a small 1 liter platypus bag that I use while I'm hiking and sleeping. Now these I'm probably going to use later. I didn't use today, but these are knee braces. This is my stove. It is a Vargo titanium isopropyl alcohol burning stove, and it's ultra light. Okay, yes, I have fuel. $14 ounces of fuel here, plastic containers. This is going to be about 14 sessions with that stove, whether it be dinner or a hot drink. For the stove, it was dirt cheap, 35 bucks. For the stove, I made some windbreakers out of some tin foil from a meal or two. I've got my old school Boy Scout pan, pot. Everything fits in there. I've got an extra hanky so that stove doesn't bounce around in there. I forgot my coffee cup. I'm sad about that because I have this perfect coffee cup that I even use to get water out of lakes and stuff. So at the gas station, I made a coffee cup out of a tin can. It's better than nothing. I can wear my gloves if it's hot, and I can get my coffee and hot tea. I do have a sleeping pad. This is the first time ever that I've had to use a bear can on a hiking trip. That's it. Pretty bulky. But I understand now the concept, and I'm okay with leaving this 50 feet from my tent with all of the food in it and everything that smells perfumey that I have. 7. Okay, they're all kind of scrunched down at the bottom. I've got 5 snack bars. I've got 8 jerkies. I've got cranberries, dehydrated. Here's some chocolate with some nuts. I think there's the chocolate covered almonds. These are dehydrated figs. And this is a spicy pretzel mix I like, pretzel bits. And here we have powdered Powerade. And in this big bag I have coffee, I have tea, I have what I add to my dinners, dehydrated tomatoes, peppers, tomatillos, and TVP. That's it for my food. A couple other emergency things I have. I've got a cell phone. The battery is not in it, so I don't want it to go on and something happen where you waste the battery. That is only in case I need to get a ride from someplace. There's no service back here. Many band-aids in here. I've got antibiotic ointment. I've got some zip ties in case there's a pack malfunction. I've got a sewing kit with thread and fish line. There's a space blanket. There's a couple paper clips, some safety pins. I got my thermometer, whistle, compass, and for my body, it seems like there's a lot in here, but I'm having some issues. First off, battling some athlete's foot, so I've got lotion and powder for that. I've got baby powder for my body when I go into my sleeping bag. Keep me dry, keep me from getting sweaty. Earplugs, hand sanitizer. I've got muscle ointment, Tiger Balm. There are various tablets for pain, vitamins, and issues with, for instance, sinuses, allergy tablets. Thing with these tents, I get in these tents and there's chemicals on the fabric that make me cough, stuff my nose, keep me awake. So I have to have some allergy tablet for that. Morning time. It's cold. It's 32 degrees. It was only a few minutes later. There it is. My motivation. Yeah, I'm warming up just nicely. It's going to be a quintessential day, I think. Starting out with some coffee. I forgot my coffee cup. And this thing is not bad because it makes you drink less. I don't think I'll be needing as much. Here's my little titanium stove. It does the trick every time. The trick is getting that fuel in without spilling it and back out without wasting it, because you have to pour it out of these holes and extend one of these arms into where you want to pour it. So I wasted a bunch already this morning. Below 10,000 feet I can have a campfire, which means I can have a cook fire. And I think there's only 2 places or 3 places that I can do that. So I have to keep that in mind. I've got roughly 12 more meals that I can cook on the stove. Yeah, I reckon I can see down the other side here. It looks like a smog layer. Yes. Yeah, fueling up for the climb up. Glen Pass is up here, and I think it's about as high as that saddle. And then from there, it's downhill to a campsite, so that's real easy. I'm just gonna do it and take my time. Somewhere up there's the top. Hard earned. And look at this monster here. Man, it's amazing. Here I am, right here. This is Glen Pass. Just incredible. Well, I'm glad I didn't have to go up that. Here we are going down now. Not so hard on my back. This is Upper Ray Lake here. Really happy to be through that pass and on my journey. Was really having some second thoughts about being able to do it. And I know I can now. If I can get through 2 passes in 2 days, I'll be fine. So now the question is where to set up camp to maximize the sunset and the sunrise. Yesterday wasn't bad. I had to wait an hour or so for that sun to hit the tent. Right here, that's facing east and a little south. This would be a perfect spot to catch that morning sun. I mean, by probably that hour that I waited in the tent. However, you cut short the setting sun. I don't think there's a good answer either way. Just a good in-between. The morning sun is more important though, I realized. This is where I'm going to camp. It's a little short, about 2 miles short today. I just kind of gave up. And now I looked at the map, and it's going to be pushing it to finish my journey in the allotted time. Tomorrow, if I get 10 miles, I'm going to be back on track. Today was a little over 6. It's pretty rugged through that pass. I've got a blister on my heel I'm going to need to take care of. This is Upper Ray Lake. So I'm hoping that sun is going to come right up close to that saddle. I kind of doubt it. I didn't look at my compass yet. It's going to make a difference too if it's early and I warm up and I can get a good early start. All right. It was a good position for the morning sun. 35 degrees last night. Still cold. And I had 4-legged animal walking around up here last night, and it sounded like horse hooves. Could have been a large deer. My guess is it was a bighorn sheep because I saw some scat from a sheep just over this way a little bit. Alright, I'm going down to the bottom and up to the right. Okay, almost down at the bottom where I'm gonna cross Woods Creek. I think it's one of the forks of the King River. This is a nice old tree. Thank you, buddy. Oh, I kind of feel some energy. A little bouncy. Yeah. Okay. It's shaky. Yay! Only one weirdo at a time. Alright, that crossing marks the 7-mile point for me today. 7 miles all downhill. I'm feeling alright about it. Now I have to go uphill. So I got about 2 or 3 more miles I'd like to cover upstream. And I'll be below 10,000 feet tonight so I can have a cook fire. And also in the morning. So I don't have to stretch my stove fuel. I skipped coffee this morning. Had a half liter of Powerade. And that usually takes care of the coffee craving. And since then, I haven't pissed once. I probably drank about 3 liters. I'm having cramps, and that's what slowed me down yesterday, some bad chest cramps. All right. so flippin' cool. Right down the granite, that water runs right down. And here's a perfect campsite. I'm really tempted to stay here. Ooh. So tempting, but I'm gonna push on. Okay. I've found the best camp spot back here. It's perfect, other than I won't have any morning sun. Right there. And I can have my cook fire probably right there. Alright, I got my spot, got my tent set, nice barricade here. Any animals come at me in my tent, they have to come through here or here. Now, I'm below 10,000 feet, so I can have a cook fire, and I'm working on that here. I like to find a boulder that's in the ground so nothing burns underneath it. And I've got these as wind blocks, and now I just need to have a couple in here to set my pan on. It's a windy location. Just have to be careful. Keep it small. So now I can boil a full pot of tea and cook my dinner and not have to worry about the stove fuel consumption. And I'm right next to my fabulous water supply. And I'm really happy I got my 10 miles in today. It was a real workout. These last 3 miles all uphill. It's a tough trip. This is the end of day 3, and I still have a long way to go. A few more minutes. It's starting to bubble. Back on the trail. It's a beautiful day. And now, my main concern is the weather. Is it going to hold for 4 days? Beautiful. It's quite a stunning place here. This is day 4. I'm heading up to Gifford Pass. I slept just below Sawmill Pass Trail. And a couple things I need to say is the cook stove, the outdoor campfire cook stove, is a lot of effort. It took me probably an hour, maybe more, to get my dinner finished. The tea took a long time. The tea was nice. The tea seemed worth it. The dinner, easy enough. And this morning the coffee took quite a while. I was up before sunrise, and it was chilly. It was like 40 degrees last night, and still I was cold in the bag. One benefit, however, is that it did save some stove fuel. In case of an emergency, I may need that stove fuel. This is the place. This is the place for my stunning revelation. My epiphany to change my life. It's time to change. This sublime scenery is motivation to go about anywhere. Well, it looks like we're going there. We're there. And I thought it was back there at first. I don't see any trails yet. This is it. Gifford Pass. Heading this way. This is the way I came from. I was really tired, and now I'm exhilarated. It's chilly. The wind is breezy, cold. Well, I'm at a deciding point because this is the last chance for me to bail out of Kings Canyon. I've got a really good groove today. It's just climbing those passes takes time. Next is the pack weight is getting lighter and it's getting a little easier. My back doesn't hurt today. My feet are fine. Yesterday I had to put moleskin on my heel. I had a blister about like this, and it's fine. I put antiperspirant on my feet today to keep them from sweating. That helped. These are Clark's nutcrackers. This is my it's gonna get cold in 3 days pace. All right, I'm gonna push on to finish my intended journey. I have enough food. I'm not gonna fix a dinner tonight. I'm gonna save my last ramen meal for an extra day if I'm stuck. That's my last emergency meal. I'm gonna fix a big pot of tea, hydrate tonight. I'm up the next valley. Mather Pass is probably 3.5 miles. I just came from the bottom down here. I don't think it was quite a mile, maybe half a mile. So I've got 3.5 miles tomorrow to get through the next pass. And then I'm going to push really hard down the next valley. As hard gets. This location was chosen to maximize the morning light. I got a compass reading. It's probably right about there, which, can you see? Right about there. There's some higher peaks over here. And this one, of course, right here, which you can't see on this camera right now. It's a little dark back here, but there's a big peak here, big round butte. And if I traveled up farther, the sun would have come up on the other side of this, and it would have just been a long time to wait. We'll see how it goes. That's my story. One more thing is I've been wearing these knee braces religiously, and they have helped so much. I can't believe I haven't seen anyone else out here wearing knee braces, because it almost negates having to use trekking sticks. And I've used those before, and I feel that all they do is just wear you down. They tax you because you're constantly finding a place to put your stick. And basically they're to help support you and keep you balanced. And honestly, these do the same thing for me and help support the weight of the pack on my old knees. Yes. All right. Oh, it's cold. Again, a freezing night. I tried sleeping with my jacket on, my pants. The jacket helped because there's like sweat in there. The pants didn't help. Not that I could tell. I think my sleeping bag has lost its loft. It doesn't puff up as much. And then, after I set up camp here, my nose started running like there was some bacterial infection. Now, how in hell I could get a sickness out here, I don't know. I picked up someone's junk candy wrapper. I touched the railing on the bridge, and I shook hands with a guy. And now my head is just messed up. I don't think it's sickness, but I woke up early. Couldn't go back to sleep. So, I'm thinking again about that bailout trail. It's not that far. I'm definitely making coffee right now. Okay. Warmed up. Decided to keep going. I don't know if that sickness went into my head. It's a bad place for that to happen because when you drop in elevation, the sinuses close and it's stuck deep in there. My nose is clear. I don't know. We're gonna do it. I realize this. If I bail out, I'm gonna have to climb a pass and then hike down 5 miles. Well, I can do the same thing. Climb a pass and hike down 5 miles, maybe more today, and just have one more pass to get through. So I'm looking at 2 more nights, and so far on this trip, the hardest thing has been to recover from the cold in the morning and to get going. But the payoff is the rest of the day in this beautiful setting. And just hope the wind doesn't pick up, and if that happens, we know the change is coming. It's right back there. Here's some really crappy news. I'm sick. It started here last night. Now it's here. This is stuffed. And my head is just almost delirious. I hope I made a good choice to keep going. And so far, I don't think I have any flu symptoms. It's just a crappy time to get sick. I still have a lot to cover. And I have some cramps right now, early on in the day. That's a bad sign. Oh. I don't have a choice now but to keep going. made it. So this is the next valley here. Man. I'm gonna push hopefully 6 miles or 8 miles more. It's a little warmer today, which might mean it'll be a little warmer tonight. This is Mather Pass. This scene is so cool. And some crazy great news. I think I kicked that bug. I got to that pass up there. My head was all dizzy and stuff, and took a break, and when I started down, it felt like it was gone. And I just have just a tiny bit of a headache, a little bit of congestion in the back of my throat. But I think I sweated out. And beautiful days like this just make you forget what you had to suffer through last night. It's true, and it's worth every bit of it. Man, look at this. Alright, this is where I'm going to do it. I wanted to get down into these trees, but it just looked a little dark and cold. Here I've got what little bit of sunlight left, and you can see this smoke is just filled in. It might keep the temperature a little higher tonight. I'm just below 10,000 feet, which means it might be, I don't know, a few degrees warmer tonight. I'm hoping for a 40-degree night. And then tomorrow, there's no chance of an early sun. So tomorrow I'm just going to push hard down this valley and push hard up into Bishop Pass, which will be my last pass. And so now I prepare my dinner. This is the best seat in the house. No, it's really, I'm just sitting on this edge of the drop into the valley, so I can sit here and ponder, hiking through it. It was quite a good night last night. The low was 40 degrees. Had the same trouble of going back to sleep after I took a leak, but then what I did was just stop thinking and listen to the water, and that worked. Got some good deep sleep after that. And then I saw the buck deer over here, 4 of them. And they're safe out here in the national park. Hunters can't kill them. interesting, the bucks hang together in small groups. Hoping the weather holds again for the next 2 days. I've got one more night. I'm going to push up into Ducey Basin, which is just before Bishop Pass, which probably will be another 10-mile day. I'm going to sit here and have some coffee. The going is coming. I think it's going to be a good day. It's day 6. 6 days on the trail. Alright, I've got 6 miles lowland hiking like this. It's going to be a lot of the same terrain. It's going to look the same. And then all of the upper views are clouded with that fire smoke. Pretty massive boulders in here, and a beautiful pine forest. Look at this one. Man, this is way cool. You could make a pretty decent shelter here. You just build some walls. Maybe have this the entrance. Smokestack going that way. Down at the valley bottom now, and I'll start my climb towards Bishop Pass. Here we are down at the confluence of the Palisades Creek and the South Fork of the Kings River. And now I start my last climb up to the Bishop Pass. 3.5 miles up the South Fork, and then I start switching up. And today I'll probably push again until there's maybe an hour of sunlight left, and it'll be the end of the day. It's a good day so far. Well, there's an oddity. Well, it just makes you wonder what them bears are eating. Here's a note for Dirtface. There is a 11-mile climb from here to the pass. We have a ride with a couple I met last night at around 12 at the parking place up there. Hope you'll make it on time. I'll probably leave Bishop tomorrow. Cap kept on to Independence. Puddin', I know you read it too, so what's up, cowboy? That's beautiful. This is probably the coolest thing I've seen. Climbing up into Bishop Pass, the last climb of the trip. We've got some weather changes coming. I see it in the sky. We've got wispy clouds building. It's not really windy yet, it's breezy. And there's a big collection of clouds over there. And kind of here. Might be good for tonight to keep it warm. I hope to be out over the pass before any serious weather comes. From what I got from another guy was that it was just going to get cold. He didn't say any precipitation. And that's what I'm worried about to get over the pass if it snows. A little bit of sun left. It's probably 2.5 hours before sunset. Maybe an hour before it drops over these mountains. And there's 2 sets of switchbacks. I'm on the first. It flattens out a bit, and then there's another switchback. So I don't know if I should stop in between or go for the second one, where there's a lake. It'll put me closer to the pass. So here we go. One last push, I think, to right up there. I can do it. I can do it. Well, just about the worst thing that could happen just might happen. There's a cloud front over here. It's real nasty over here. I pushed real hard up that last slope, and now I feel almost hypothermic. I've got cramps and chills, and this is where I'm going to have to camp right now. I'm about 3 or 4 miles from the pass, Bishop Pass, maybe about 1,500 feet in elevation, which isn't much. I've got a good sense of where I have to go. It's this way and then left. And why I say that is, if we get some snow, the trail could get covered. It might be hard to follow. So what I'm going to do is just pile up tinder, wood, get my tent up, get water. And I hope I can get that all done before dark. Well, I'm situated. The tent, my water. This is the stuff that really gets the fire going, but it's all still on the trees. I haven't found much on the ground. There's one. There's two. That's what gets the fire going. I don't know if I'll need a fire tonight or not. I'm gonna make tea and dinner, and it'll probably be dark by then. Oh yeah, that's enough to get something started. Now, that's a real nasty looking one over here. They're not low yet, which is a decent, good sign. But if they start to sock in, that's bad. All right, feeling a little better. All I have to do is get through the night, get through that pass tomorrow. 3 miles, 1,400 feet, and I'm good. I had an idea. I'm gonna try putting the backpack on top tonight and see how that works. All right, time for dinner. It's a little better. I'm a little better than last time. Another reason I pushed so hard to get up onto this basin was that if there is any sun in the morning, I'll have it. I'll have it and I'll need it. Not necessarily behind this tree. There was a brief bit of cold breeze coming this way, so I set up behind this tree and these rocks. It's good cover, but the sun is gonna be over that way. We'll see. Okay, this is my little spotlight. It's pretty bright, and it's another real close night to getting everything done. So I'm gonna need this light to get situated with my body. Just need to make sure everything is in the right place, like so I can find it in the dark. I don't have a flashlight. This is my flashlight. I didn't really plan on this, but I remembered and was like, okay. So what's interesting with this weather is it looks like it just stopped. I don't think the clouds are moving. I think it was just the introduction to a cold front, which if there's the sun in the morning, I'm okay. Dinner's on the way. Tea's done. Look at this. Massive lemon ginger tea. Oh, that's gonna make it. It's another spectacular day. The storm didn't come. The clouds are gone. It's a crisp, clear morning. And that sun is shining on me. The tent was over there. I dragged it into the sunlight. Got my coffee started. It was like 35 or 36 degrees in the tent this morning. And I did use that backpack, and it made a huge difference. The waistband was down at the bottom by my feet, so it was kind of propped up so my feet were free to move. It was a little heavy and it kept sliding down, but if I pulled it up to my waist, it warmed up my waist and my upper legs. The temperatures that I've checked were probably a little off, because when I pulled my water, out of the bear can. I put it in there last night thinking that it wouldn't freeze. Well, it was frosty and there were chunks of ice in that platypus container that was in this bear can. So my temperatures were probably a few degrees warmer in the tent. Alright, coffee's on the way. It's gonna be a beautiful day and I'm going home today. Sheesha, yay! I'm nearing the top. Hasn't been too bad, but I'm hoping it's right up there. I sort of see some trail switches. I have to check the map. I had to stop for some water, and the wind is quite blustery right now. Alright, this is the kind of stuff that wears me down. These huge stair steps, almost knee high. That one, knee high. It's pretty tiring. Probably the wind chill's 40 degrees. Almost to stop. Right, just through Bishop Pass, and it's really cold. I mean, it's got to be close to freezing with this wind chill. I'll be glad to get down. That's it. Just through here, probably 5 miles. Scenery is pretty stunning. Ice, this is like a glacier. All right. South Lake. I'm almost done. Just the bottom of that, and I'm done.